And welcome back to Tokyo Tuesdays, the segment in which I head to the Tokyo Disney theme parks to sample and review every last eatery. For our 20th episode, we're diving under the sea to visit Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen. Appropriately located in Tokyo Disney Sea, to get to Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen, you're going to be headed into the Mermaid Lagoon. Start by heading into the Mediterranean Harbor. Turn right and make your way around the central water feature. Making yet another right, turn into the mysterious island caldera, making yet another right to walk around yet another water feature. The pathway to Mermaid Lagoon and the Arabian coast will appear, once again, on your right. Follow it through and you'll see a seashell and wave-decorated bridge on your left. Taking it, you'll see King Triton's palace rise up in front of you. Continue across the bridge and head directly into the palace. Take the ramp on your left and follow it down, down, down into the dim depths of the Mermaid Lagoon. Once at the bottom, head straight across the floor, passing the jumpin' jellyfish on your left. Don't get distracted by the giant whale. Instead, veer to your left and you'll find Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen in front of you. Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen is a fun, delightful counter eatery located in the Mermaid Lagoon. In fact, it's the only eatery there. That's okay though, because the menu is pretty broad. It appropriately, weirdly, features lots of seafood, as well as some really pretty desserts. The eating areas are split into two, with the counter in the middle, and it feels a bit like a cafeteria under the sea. Alright, hello there. Today I am at Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen, which is in the Little Mermaid part of the park, obviously. I got the sausage pizza because I'm not a big fan of seafood. I got the blood orange mousse in the souvenir cup, and I also got, predictably, melon soda, as I always do. There's only one restaurant in all of Atlantis, and this is it. So after today, I'm pretty much done at this location. Pizza is not pre-cut, which means that I get to make a mess. And I also forgot to get a spoon for my mousse, so this should be fun. Oh, I lied, it is pre-cut. It's just very subtle. So I'm not seeing any corn in this pizza, remarkably. Ooh, what's this? Oh look, it's a little cracker crab claw. Made out of pizza dough, I think. Very sweet so far. I do love melon soda. You ever feel like you're being watched? I got here first thing in the morning when the park opened, and got to Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen right when it opened, specifically because Atlantis is probably the most kid-friendly area in Tokyo Disney Sea. Not that any part of it isn't, but this is the most so. And because it's the only eatery in this part of the park, it's usually very, very swarmed with a lot of kids. And that's fine, but I was kind of hoping for a little more quiet and a little more space to do my filming, so that's why there's all these empty tables behind me. It's not usually like this. So here's our Sebastian souvenir cup. He's very shiny. This is a blood orange passion fruit mousse inside. That's neat. Nice little layered pink and white, so let's try that. I just want the orange. That is a blood orange. That little jelly beads. Nope. It's probably just whipped cream. A sweet whipped cream, but nothing more than that. And passion fruit jelly. That's quite good. A little tangy, but that's mostly due in part because it's a citrus-based mousse. You really do get the citrus coming through on there. I tasted more orange. Excuse me, citrus. I tasted more orange than passion fruit, but that could also be in part to the fact that I'm not entirely sure what passion fruit tastes like. Alright. I will see you at the next place. Bye. Alright, back on land. Time to review. Service. Service is a 3 out of 5. I went first thing in the morning in an attempt to avoid the crowd, but even then there was already a line. That said, they were fast and friendly. The woman working the register even had examples of the souvenir dishes that she could hold up to make sure that I was getting exactly what I wanted out of my order, and I think that's great. I also really like the employee outfits here. 3 out of 5. Atmosphere. Atmosphere is a 4 out of 5. Now normally I don't like to judge an eatery based on the land's atmosphere. That said, Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen is the only eatery in the entire land, so at that point, the atmosphere all sort of belongs to the one eatery. I am in love with the whale who opens and closes her eyes and looks around. There are some really beautiful murals and booths set up in the eating areas. If I had to choose some nitpicks, the tiling at the counter is very bland, and the drink machines stick out like a sore thumb. Most importantly, the lighting is very dim, but what lighting there is highlights rather bare rafters. Now they've done an amazing job of making you feel immersed in this underwater kingdom. It is a shame to have it spoiled by something as mundane as a ceiling. Still, so long as you don't look all the way up, 4 out of 5. Price point. Price point is a little hard to say. I would say for the most part, things here are pretty fairly priced if you stay away from the souvenir dishes. Now, the pizza was a little bit small for the price, but very filling, especially if you get it as part of the set with fries and a drink. As for the souvenir dishes themselves, they are plastic at this location, unlike other locations. The plastic is very well made, though. Is it worth the 880 yen for the souvenir dishes? That's up to you, but for the most part, I would say pretty fairly priced. 3 out of 5. The food itself. The food here is really good. The pizza follows the Japanese style of being more sweet than salty, but still quite tasty. I didn't really care for the sausages on this pizza, but they actually fell off on their own, so problem solved there. The desserts are really good, but the presentation, I will admit, is a little creepy. The way the cups look, it makes it seem like you're eating the insides out of some of your favorite beloved childhood friends, which is kind of creepy. Flounder especially looks just wrong, the way that the top of his head is open, which is why I went with a Sebastian cup, actually. That aside, the taste of the desserts is amazing. So, 3 out of 5. Overall rating. Overall, this gives Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen an average rating of 3.25 out of 5, which seems fine to me. They are an above-average eatery, but not massively so. The lineup. With a 3.25 out of 5, this ties Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen with the Sultan's Oasis, Teddy Roosevelt Lounge, and the Great American Waffle Company. I'm really hard-pressed to say where it goes against this lineup, specifically against the Great American Waffle Company. I really like the food at the Great American Waffle Company, but the ambiance at Sebastian's Calypso Kitchen is so great. I'm gonna put it in just above the Great American Waffle Company, earning it 6th place on the master list. Meanwhile, over on the counter service list, it earns 4th place. Well done. So, that's it for this week. Come back next week if you want to find out where I'll be then. If you have any suggestions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. We'd love to hear from you. Give this video a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'd surely appreciate it. If social media is more your flavor, you can find links to that in the description box below. And I will see you next week for another Tokyo Tuesday.